Oh boy, friends, what do we have here? 6-inch trifold memory foam mattress. And who's this little buddy? Well, that's Malcolm the Mushroom, who is going to be keeping Flora and Smokey company. But let's get back to this, shall we? Chloe, is it comfortable? Does it pass the test? Okay. Hi there, friends and adventurers. As you could probably tell by the thumbnail and title, we are going to be making some big changes to Tara, my 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan. Specifically, we're going to be going from solo car camping setup to what I hope will be a comfortable space to transport and sleep 2 people instead. As you can imagine, adding double the people to the same amount of teeny tiny space is going to be quite an undertaking. So I've got my work cut out for me. Let's get right into it, shall we? My number one priority with this new no-build build was going to be a sleeping arrangement. The bed is obviously the most important part of any build or no build because it's normally the biggest component and it kind of determines where everything else is going to go. So after giving it a lot of thought, researching my options, and taking into account the space that I have available and the fact that it's going to be 2 grown people sleeping in a space that I want to be comfortable, especially in our Florida summers when it's really hot and sticky and not comfortable to be in really close quarters with other people. And I also knew that I needed something that was going to be wider than like a cot or a single or twin size. But after measuring my space, technically I only have 51 inches at the narrowest part, and the standard full-sized mattress is typically 52 inches. Sometimes a few of them were even 53. So my hope and a prayer was just send it. I was going to go with Millard initially, but I wanted the extra 2 inches of length, and for some reason that was 75 and most of the others were 73 inches long. So I ended up going with, let's take a look at the bed I ended up with. It was a trifold mattress that is 6 inches thick, and it comes with a bamboo washable cover, which is supposed to be breathable but still have antimicrobial properties and be more mold and mildew resistant, which I figured would be good in a mattress. So let's take a look at it. As you can see on the box instructions here, we are supposed to unbox it, unroll it, and then let it expand. And I think I normally need to let these expand for at least 48 hours, so I'm going to get this open now so that I can test it out this weekend. I forgot I can no longer rip tape with my wussy hands, so scissors to the rescue. There she is. Let's see if I can, in my weakened state, get her out by myself and unroll it. This should be fun. You helping, Chloe? Can you help? Here's my mattress. Hello. Oh boy, I better hurry up. She's plumping up already. Chloe, is it comfortable? Does it pass the test? All right, so Chloe is demonstrating couch mode at the moment. and being very mean to her sister. You could see by my model Chloe, I was planning on having couch mode be where the seat was the double layer and the back was one, if that makes sense, you know, one of the trifolds, a third of the trifold, and then 2/3 being the part that you sit on, so that you'd be up a little higher. I thought that might be more comfortable. But I quickly realized that with the way it folds and the tight space that I was going to be squeezing it into was the way that I would need to unfold it to go from couch to bed mode, which is something that I definitely didn't want to sacrifice, because if we're ever trapped inside the van during the day and we don't feel like laying in bed all day long, not that that sounds horrible, to be honest, but I wanted us to have a little bit of living space still. So in order to be able to as easily pull it out from couch to bed mode as possible, I realized it needed to be the single thickness on the bottom and then kind of, you know, the 2/3 part as the back, so that it actually had support to lean against, especially when the hatch was up. I don't think that would have gone well otherwise. So once I figured out how I was going to squish it in there, spoiler, I do get it to fit, and kind of see what space I had to work with. My next priority was obviously going to be storage. I already knew that I was going to have to consolidate, prioritize, and downsize what I bring with me each time, because as you know, if you're no stranger to my channel, I typically like to be prepared for anything and to be ready to camp or travel for anywhere from 24 hours to an extended period of time, so that I don't have to worry about what I'm going to bring with me each time. I just bring the same kit every single time I convert Tara. But since I did have to downsize, and since when she is in bed mode, as you will see soon, so make sure you keep watching, I didn't really have the option to use my normal 3-drawer storage, my normal surface, my tables and surface space that I normally have to work with. So I had to get a little inventive. I decided to go the tote route. Luckily, I found a tote that I actually thought would be the perfect size and didn't look too, I don't want to say tacky, because I don't want to, yuck anybody else's yum, but I still kind of was going for a certain aesthetic in my mind, and it kind of still fit the bill for that. So I ended up being able to consolidate all of my kitchen stuff into the one tote. Spoiler, I decided I would go with a second tote for my garage. And since we are going to be starting out at state or Lake County and city parks that are established campgrounds with hookups, full restroom facilities, and all of that, I knew that it wasn't a priority to be able to fit in a toilet setup at the moment, or some of the other things that I bring with me. And since my physical capacity has been down in the dumps lately anyways, I wasn't planning on bringing my outdoor stuff as it was, but especially with what I have in mind, if this ends up being a thing where we're going to be going for longer trips at a time, the two of us, then I will need to get some kind of exterior storage, because there's really no good way to configure storage for the outdoor gear to come inside when it's been rainy and wet or covered with bugs and spider webs, and then introduce it right into the bed. It just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. So we will have to come up with a longer term solution if and when we do start taking longer or out of state trips. But for now, since I don't need as much, and since we're just going to be doing weekend trips as it is, I think I came up with what I feel is going to be the perfect solution for now. Of course, I have yet to take it on a trial run. I'll bring you along once I do, and I will update you if I make any tweaks or changes. But let's take a look at what I came up with. I'm pretty excited about it. I can't wait. Let me know what you think. This is going to be phase 2 of the new build. We are going to be putting in some flooring. Alright, so my first idea for a setup is pretty simple, but as you can see, it's lacking in storage, so I think I may need to get an extra one of these to make up for the fact that I don't really have any drawers or cabinets in this one. The mattress is super comfy though, and we can still utilize these shelves better than they are at the moment. So this is my first possibility for a two-person setup, and then I'll have fans clipped there and there, and probably one up in the back here. Still have room for the fridge, but only one power station. I'm gonna bring my little Jackery too, because I can just keep that up here tucked in on the side of the bed. And then looking at it from this angle, I do have my bag. I have some extra stuff that I can put in here. Same thing on that side. The Luci string lights. I will have my other lanterns in here, but for now you can see I've got that and my new beautiful Himalayan salt lights. Still have a little step up here, so I'm going to put some shower caps in on each side for us to have our shoes in at night. You know, in Florida, we don't like to leave our shoes outside at camp because you never know what might be in them when you go to put your feet in the next day. Also clipped my little rechargeable reading lamp here so that either one of us can have that at night if need be. We still have that stand that can be used for a phone to watch TV. And I think I'm going to add the portable DVD player back to the headrest in case we want to watch movies. And then these pillow covers can hold our pajamas, clothing, that kind of stuff. I have my packing cubes and clothes for myself for a few days in there, so I'll probably add another pillowcase. But it's definitely a nice open space, and it's very comfy, and I like that you can either set it up this way and look out the back if you have a good view, or you can, depending on the angle, sleep with your head on this side still. I did level it out more with some, you can't really see them under there, but I did add the foam puzzle mats underneath the rugs, which you can get a better look at on this side. I have this on each end, and then I have my yoga mats underneath the bed. Now I'm going to attempt to take this back from bed to couch mode and see how that works. All right, it's a pain in the patoot to get the bed folded into its trifold position, just since it's such a snug fit, but this is what it looks like in couch mode. So it definitely opens up some more space for during the day. I'm just not sure it's worth the effort. It would probably be good to start this way for like a 1 or a 2 night trip, but then once I put it in bed mode, I'd probably want to keep it that way. I don't know. You can see the view in the back is the exact same as it was. It's just that now you see the back of the couch instead of the open bed. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know down below. The other good thing about it being in couch mode is that the stuff that I would normally keep on my passenger floor or passenger seat can be stowed in this area while we're driving. And then once we're at camp, it can be moved back up front since we won't be needing the front seats at that time.
There's no annual fee, and you won't believe.
Now I've got my second tote. I'm going to use this one for my car emergency and kind of garage type stuff that I want to keep with me. Right, I have my second bin all loaded up now. I threw some bungee cords in there and my extension cord. I have my solar lantern. I have some fire starters and some fun little magical flames in case we want to do a pretty fire. I have a thermocell, a mosquito netting for your head so you look super cool, flashlight, gloves for the fire, some extra battery-powered light bulbs for outside, a dry bag, my tire air compressor, and I'm charging up my jump starter, and then that'll go in there too. I made a couple of slight adjustments, so I added the garage tote, my kitchen tote, my cutting board that's an extra surface, and then I squished this between them for now to keep everything nice and tight. There are no vents on this side of the fridge, so that works. And then when it's in night mode, I can move this up here to put the power station in the back if I need to get it out of the way. And then I'm still able to tuck the paper towels, my wipes, and my mesh screens for the doors underneath there to keep them out of the way. I'm thinking I'll put the trash can back there in the little space that's available in front of the fridge. All right, I think that I have it ready for its trial run at least, but I will definitely test it out and make some tweaks before the two of us are going to be using it. Just to give you a little idea of what it'll look like at night, I've got my rechargeable lantern, my cute little mushroom light, my salt lamp string lights, and my little LED lantern there. So what do you think? Is it gonna work? Am I gonna like it? More importantly, are two people gonna be comfortable sleeping and navigating around the space? Sleeping in and navigating around in the space. I guess we'll have to find out. You guys are gonna have to stay tuned to see how it goes. I am gonna take it on a trial run first because I actually have my first solo evening in a little over a month and a half, I think, coming up soon. And I'm going to take advantage of it by going on a shakedown with my new setup to see how it goes for me, because if it doesn't work for me, it's not going to work for two. If it does, then I am excited to tell you what happens next. So stay tuned. And if you want to know all about solar, you're going to want to tune into the next video because I am going to learn about it with you. And we are going to be testing out my first ever solar panel because that is going to be a huge game changer in how we car camp going forward. And then I have another big power upgrade after that. What is it? I don't know. You'll have to find out.